Hey, just a reminder that this humble little YouTube channel is so dependent on people just like you. There are three main ways you can support this channel, and they're all over at spiritblade.com. The first is to purchase one of our sci-fi or fantasy audio dramas. Second is to give us a donation of any amount. And third, you can become a Spirit Blade insider and get access to exclusive, behind-the-scenes monthly goodies. You can get more information on our About page over at spiritblade.com. Thanks so much. christiangeekcentral.com.
I'd like to tell you about what I found Christians doing on this internet. Welcome to the Christian Geek Radar.
Hey guys, Peter Franson here from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions here with your Christian Geek Radar for the month. First up, we've got Dominion Rising. This is from writer Timothy C. Ward, who's a part of this project. In his newsletter, he writes, a new #1 in science fiction and fantasy across Amazon, Nook, iTunes, and Kobo. The Dominion Rising box set spiked the charts on release day yesterday and hit number 100 overall in the paid Kindle store today. This collection of 23 brand new novels in science fiction and fantasy is also the home of my new supernatural space opera novel, Ultras. Thank you to everyone who bought a copy and who supported me along the way. And that whole collection is just 99 cents, and you can get it on Kindle, Nook, Kobo, iBooks, and Google Play. And then also, I want to highlight Timothy C. Ward's novel, Ultras itself, Cypherverse Book 1. The description reads, Forbidden memories, ancient powers, galactic uprising. Long ago, the Rusian people were spirited away to the safety of a distant planet. The discovery of technology that uses memories to fold space has brought back the danger they left millennia ago. Now Cullen, the exiled son of the Rusian Star General, is given a way home. But first, a mission. Rescue a family from prison and escort them through a jungle full of genetic experiments gone wrong. No problem. In their escape, Ellie and her son Emmett discover strange powers and the dark secret behind Ellie's husband's death. As an ancient power creates unstable abilities, their destiny wrestles with tragedy on the edge of a cliff. If the dangers they face in the Jehu jungle are only the beginning, the tales of their glory may be short-lived. The initial release is through the Dominion Rising box set on August 8th, he writes, on sale for 99 cents through August 15th. Ultras will be released by itself early 2018 and soon after by subsequent books in the series. It's perfect for fans of Stargate SG-1 and Final Fantasy, he says. So that's Ultras, Cypherverse Book 1 from Timothy C. Ward, also part of the Dominion Rising collection. All right, moving along, Sarah Ella has released Book 2 in her, what is it called? The first, it's named after the first book, Unblemished, in her Unblemished trilogy. And this is kind of fantasy, romance type stuff. The description reads, one kiss changed her future. Can another alter her past? Eliana Ember doesn't believe in true love. Not anymore. After all she's been through between capturing the void and saving the second reflection, Elle only trusts what's right in front of her. The tangible, the real. Not some unexplained kiss of infinity she once shared with the ghost of a boy she's trying to forget. She has more important things to worry about, like becoming queen of the second reflection, a role she is so not prepared to fill. But why does she feel like something or someone is missing? When the callings, those powerful magical gifts, become threatened, Eliana discovers her connection with Kai Ryan, or Rian, I'm not sure how you say that. She discovers her connection with Kai Rian may have something to do with it. Elle needs answers before the callings disappear altogether. Can she find a way to sever her tie with Kai without killing him and keep herself from truly falling for him in the process? Release date on that, July 11th, 2017. That's Unraveling by Sarah Ella, Book 2 in the Unblemished trilogy. And the third one is going to be coming out, the third in the Unblemished trilogy, called Unbreakable. It's coming May 1st, 2018. So again, that's Sarah Ella, S-A-R-A, last name E-L-L-A, the Unblemished trilogy. All right, moving along. Now this name you probably know. That's Ted Dekker. I haven't highlighted him for a while because I'm like, this guy's established. He's like a New York Times bestseller. Why do I need to point him out, you know? But what he's not known for, except for maybe a little bit in you know the last I don't know how many years, is some sci-fi and fantasy type stuff. It's kind of like what I'm used to seeing of Ted Dekker is more like just the modern action-oriented type of stories, maybe with some light sci-fi or spy or light sci-fi military or something kinds of elements, But he does have a number of books that go much further into the realm of sci-fi. My limited exposure to them leaves me with the impression that it's still not really crazy sci-fi and fantasy, not like crazy worlds with dragons and wizards and all that kind of stuff, or sci-fi that's like super duper far in the future and stuff. It's not this kind of like if his books were turned into movies, I don't get the feeling that they would have tons of like CG energy flying around and lots of that kind of spectacle. They tend to be a little bit more grounded, I think. The series I'm most familiar with is his this Colors Circle series. I was going to say Colors series. Circle series with the books Black, Red, White, and Green, in which a man falls asleep, and whenever he falls asleep, he wakes up in another world, maybe as another man, I can't remember, and then when he falls asleep or is knocked unconscious in that world, he wakes up in the first world he's from, and the story is going to go back and forth, and over time, we discover connections between the two and stuff. So that is, I think, was kind of his first foray into the realm of, sci-fi and fantasy, that type of stuff, but he's also got this Paradise series, Saint, Sinner, and Showdown, and then he's got, what is this series called? What is that called? I can't even read the... Let me see if I can get a closer image here. Chosen. That's what I thought it was. Okay, the Lost Books. There we go, The Lost Books, which is a series made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 books here, and then he wrote a series with that's more of I think on the fantasy, along the fantasy lines, series with Tosca Lee, Forbidden, Mortal, and Sovereign, the Books of the Mortals series, and then this one from the Outlaw Chronicles called Hacker caught my eye, mostly because of the cover. It's probably the most sci-fi-ish looking cover that he has. But anyway, his stories, like I said, in my impression of them is that they tend to be a little bit more grounded, but still definitely fall within the categories of fantasy and science fiction. So anyway, if you've if you didn't know about that side of Ted Dekker's work, then you can check it out at teddekker.com. Last name spelled Dekker. Moving along, another creative type who you may not know for a particular side of what he does is Andrew Peterson, who's primarily known as a musician, as a Christian musician. That's how I've known him through my wife. My wife is a big fan of Andrew Peterson. And anyway, he has written a series of books, starting with On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness, which my wife has read at least 1 or 2 in this series, and I asked her, would you say they're more young adult, or are they more children's books? And she was leaning more on the side of children's books, but probably in the sense of that, say, like the Chronicles of Narnia are quote-unquote children's books, where there's still, stuff in there for adults, but I mean, it's more leaning on the side of children than, say, like young adult, or at least lacking the trappings of young adult with, like, superficial romance and, all parents are evil or whatever the crap. But so anyway, that's the Wingfeather Saga is what he's most known for. It's a fantasy series that again is geared toward tweens, maybe. And wingfeathersaga.com is where you can get more information about that. On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness is the name of the first book, and the description reads, once in a cottage above the cliffs on the dark sea of darkness, there lived 3 children and their trusty dog Nugget. Janner Igby, his brother Tink, their crippled sister Lily, are gifted children, as all children are, loved well by a noble mother and ex-pirate grandfather. But they will need all their gifts and all that love to survive the evil pursuit of the venomous Fangs of Dang, who have crossed the dark sea to rule the land with malice and pursue the Igabys who hold the secret to the lost legend and jewels of good King Wingfeather of the shining isle of Aniera. I almost started laughing when I read out loud, the Fangs of Dang! The Fangs of Dang! That's how I want to say it. Anyway, the kind of promotional description here reads, Andrew Peterson spins a quirky and riveting tale of the Igabys' extraordinary journey from Glipwood's Dragon Day Festival and a secret hidden in the Books and Crannies bookstore, past the terrifying black carriage, clutches of the horned hounds, and loathsome toothy cows surrounding Ankle Jelly Manor, through the Glipwood forest and mysterious treehouse of Pete the Sock Man, known for a little soft shoe and wearing tattered socks on his hands and arms, to the very edge of the ice prairies. Man, that was like a Pauline kind of run-on descriptive sentence. Anyway, so On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness by Andrew Peterson. Again, more information about that book and the series at wingfeathersaga.com. All right, and then I also want to point out, even though I did this earlier in a separate video, Lorehaven. This is a magazine for fans of sci-fi and fantasy books that specifically is going to be showcasing Christian writers doing sci-fi and fantasy. The little blurb at the top of the website at lorehaven.com reads, "For centuries we've enjoyed fantastical stories. For decades we've enjoyed Christian stories. Now it's time to unite the best of both worlds." So this is going to be launching, this magazine, it's a free digital magazine going to be launching in autumn 2017. The tagline being "Finding Truth in Fantastic Stories." Lorehaven.com. It's a new web scene that's going to come out every spring, summer, fall, and winter. It says read flash reviews of new Christian fantastical novels, find new book clubs and author events, learn from fan servants, and explore deeper magic. And full disclosure, I am going to be writing at least one article for this, and depending on my schedule and kind of how that first one works out with the other stuff that I have to, the plates I have to spin and stuff, then I may be doing a regular article in Lorehaven, but I've got an article that will be featured in the first one that comes out in autumn 2017. So anyway, if you want to keep track of that, go to lorehaven.com. And once again, I want to plug Adam David Collings. You can go to his YouTube channel, just do a search on Adam Collings. He's been a great resource for me in finding out just kind of some news about the things going on in the Christian geek publishing world and books that are coming out and stuff like that. So anyway, YouTube user Adam Collings for a great monthly kind of update on what's going on in the world, specifically most of the time geared toward Christian geek genre books. And if you want to find all kinds of entertainment that's geared toward Christian geeks or being produced with excellence by Christian geeks, you can go to christiangeekcentral.com and just hover over Portal in the main navigation and then go down and click on Gateway. There's another drop down that'll show up if you want to get more specific of what you're looking for, but otherwise you can just follow the drop down from Portal, click on Gateway, and that'll take you over to a page that you can jump to books and magazines, you can jump to comics and animation, podcasts and blogs, tabletop gaming or video games, all kinds of cool stuff going on that's being produced by Christian geeks. So anyway, for more, you can go to christiangeekcentral.com. That's all I have for you this month. Stay tuned for more Christian Geek Radar next month. In the meantime, I hope you'll join us over at christiangeekcentral.com as we continue to geek out and seek the truth.